Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everybody, old Captain here. Oh, why are you in a suit? Because I took my girlfriend out for... I dressed up in a suit for my girlfriend. Because I hate women so much. That's gotta piss off the feminists. That guys who just hate feminists but we don't hate women, and well, I should put on the suit and look presentable and lift weights for the girls that like us. But just not feminists, because, well, they're ugly and hate-filled and... Anyway, yeah, that's why I'm dressed up in the fucking monkey suit. Hello again, Captain Asshole. I last wrote about being a Canadian, wanting an American adventure, and being interested in one day moving to the States. Today I have a different question. As I said in my first email, I'm 34 and living in Toronto, Ontario still. I work a warehouse job that pays fairly well, have some shit 2000 Honda Civic, and a super friendly big dog. I am working a ton of over... He spelled ton with the fucking T-O-N-N-E, a fucking European influence over in our fucking hemisphere. Working a tonne of overtime while I lead up to finding a new bachelor pad and picking myself up at a starter motorcycle. I'm also working on setting up my own business, but that is in its infancy and is taking a backseat to all the OT I'm currently working on. I'm overweight, but I've lost oh, I thought I said 201 pounds. 20 LBS. I'm like, holy shit. 20 pounds in the last 6 weeks, and if I stick to my guns, I'll be a healthy weight by March or April. There you go. The reason I'm writing is about my current social life. In June, I exited a 4-year dead-end bedroom relationship. When I went into said relationship, I was juggling 3 different girls. Now they were chubby BDSM freaks because I used to hang out on that scene, but I was feeling pretty good about myself regardless. The problem I'm having now is that I am in a completely different social situation. Every single one of my guy friends is married. They only go out on their birthdays, if that. Most have or are expecting a kid. I don't want to return to the BDSM subculture because it's a feminist shithole and gossip spreads even faster than shared STDs. However, I do want to start meeting people again and relearning how to flirt with and sleep with women. I will not be ready for any kind of long-term relationship for a very long time, but I would like to have some fun while I work on myself, and I'd like to be kinky fun. I'd like it to be kinky fun. Oh, okay, you like that. I know this may be a bit out of left field, but what do I do? How do I even go about building a social network again? I work 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Tuesday through Saturday, which is great for making and saving money, but shit for meeting people. Oh, yeah, that's your biggest hurdle right there. Yeah, that's going to suck. The only thing I can think of is dressing up so that I look as good as I can, and taking my awesome big friendly dog for a walk, just trying to spark up conversation. He's the best wingman I currently have. Thanks again, asshole. Good to hear from you, Chris. Well, Chris, yeah, let's not misdiagnose the problem. A lot of people think there's something wrong with them when it's pretty obvious what the problem is here. You work when most people are out socializing. That's the big problem. Tuesday through Saturday, yeah, so you're out 5 days a week. You got Sunday, Mondays open. Oh, God, and who hangs out Sunday night and Monday night? Yeah, you got... That's your biggest hurdle. We can change and tweak every variable possible with you, with some measure of success. But that's not going to overcome the fact that you are simply not available when the rest of the world socializes. So when it comes to socializing and women, boy, you know, I know a lot of people don't like this, but try the online dating thing. If you can work online, or like when you're working, if you can, because you're the dog shift, if you have any ability to be online, that's where I would throw your efforts. Now, a lot of people say, well, you're wasting your effort and your time, and only 1 out of 100 women respond. But yeah, but if you're already working, that time is already committed, so you're technically double dipping. And any success you make from that while you're working, and you could be online, flirting with girls or whatever else, that would help out. Otherwise, you're going to have to find very specific and narrow niche things that are of interest to you. And that's the other thing. Don't do what you think other people want to do. Do what you want to do. I mean, you got your Monday and Sundays off. Find whatever club is of interest to you. Go out there, do that. And then, kind of like girls may or may not show up. I know you're like, oh, I want to meet girls. I want to be... Well, no, be social first and then worry about the girls later. Nobody in the history of the world, unless you specifically went out to a club or a destination and just threw yourself out there and got shot down and approached, really met girls. And what you end up doing is something way worse. You ruin what free time and social life you do have chasing after women that probably aren't going to go out with you or just aren't there. So I'm trying to balance that where it's like, yes, go do what you want to do on your days off, your Sunday and your Monday. Maybe it's church, maybe it's a nightclub or something. Maybe there's a theme night. I mean, Ontario's, where were you again? You're not in a small town. Yeah, you're in Toronto. There's got to be something going on in that town that you like. Go and do that. Worry about the girls later. It's not. I'm not answering your question. I'm not solving your problem because I don't think there is a solution to your problem. But if you try to solve that problem when there is no solution, you're going to sacrifice what social life you do have. And I truly do believe pursuing your own social life as you see fit is what's going to get you the girls anyway. But then on top of that, really, it's online. That's what you got to do. Just go online. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it's very inefficient. But if you can do that while you're working, that's the best route I can think of. And I wish there was a solution I could provide you, but it is that shitty. It just is that shitty. I mean, this is happening back in the 90s. We made the very simple, I'd like to say astute, but it wasn't astute. We made the very simple observation that when we went out, it was always a sausage fest no matter where we went. And we go to generally gender neutral type events. It led us to believe or know that a lot of women, assuming half and half the population, they're at home. There was something else. The lost girls. We didn't know where they were. And if we could find out where they were, that's where we go. But you know what? They're at home. They're hanging out with the girlfriends. They're not hanging out with you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. It's that bad. It's that bad of an environment. So, since it's such an uphill battle, I would not waste your time. Don't let the pursuit of women ruin your free time in your life, okay? Go enjoy your fun. Go have fun. Do what you want to do. The girls will follow. That's really what I've found. You can always do the ballroom dancing. That's a great way. You might waste a lot of time because depending on what cycle the ballroom dancing over in Toronto is, it could be all old retirees trying to get their last spark of romance before they die. It could be a hot new scene like it was in Minneapolis back in the late 90s or the salsa scene here back in the mid 2000s. But whether it's a hot scene or not, that skill will help you. You'll have an advantage. Just, hey, you want to go dancing? Like, what? I mean, it's a great line. The irony is that you'd think going out ballroom dancing and salsa dancing, you meet a lot of women. And you do if the scene is hot. But for the most part, those are just fads and bubbles. Once that goes away, at least you still have the skill. And always having that skill to say, and knowing where the ballroom dancing is, where it's like, hey, you want to go salsa dancing? That's a great in. It's a great line. Because it's not like, oh, do you want to see a movie? Do you want to go out sometime? Do you want to get drinks? It's like, hey, do you want to go... And salsa costs you nothing. You still get them drunk. You still do the Lycus thing. You still fill them full of booze. But you got that added benefit of, would you like to dance? Like, yeah, I know how to dance. I'll show you how. So I do that. But, dude, the answer is there is no answer. And the sooner you realize that and realize just what an uphill battle it is and just how women do not want to go out and meet guys. They just don't. They'd like to meet a super rich alpha type guy, but they don't want to meet you, and they're not going to be out, and they'd rather stay at home and drink wine and cry themselves to sleep why they can't find a nice guy like you. But unless you want to, be a stalker and break your way into those houses, hey, how you doing? Here I am, which I don't think would work. In the meantime, focus on yourself. Pick up a skill like dancing, not the worst thing to do. See if there's those meetup groups or whatever, but whatever you do, do not live your life chasing fucking women. Just don't, because it never works. You never get the women in the end. If you just live your life being you, that ironically, or though logically, does result you in getting more women. So, hey, best of luck. Hope it works. Toodles.